Welcome back, everyone. Episode 41 of our Pure Logic playthrough of the Artisan of Glimmith. We have solved 361 puzzles. We are in the Palisades section of the puzzle. We're absolutely loving our time in here. It's coming to an end, but the puzzles will continue on, fortunately, because my goodness, are these some fun puzzles. We are now down to some of the harder puzzles, which is the exciting part, which means we get to just really spend some time delving into the logic and enjoying it. So we have Precision 5 and we have Palisades. So I haven't been really spending time working on the rules, just explaining, because I'm not really expecting people to jump into the middle of videos, but every now and then maybe I do need to spend some time. Precision 5, the rules are here. We're going to divide this grid into regions. Each region for this rule has to have an area of 5. It could be whatever shape we want, but it has to be at least 5 long. We have a Palisade rule, which tells us for this cell, when it makes a region, only one side is a wall. Now, this is a good place for us to look because it already has a wall, which means the other sides are not walls. Now, this is not a finished region. It's going to need either this, or this cell to complete. Let's look around. We have a corner here connected together. We have a dead end here. All of this is looking in the right. These puzzles are all about looking in the right space and asking the right questions. At least that's my approach. And since we have a lot of congregation of shapes here, let's play around with how this works in reality. So when you have a corner, you know, and I'm just picking a random orientation. I could do something like this. But what I'm going to say is I can't do something like this. That's a hallway, which means one of these and only one. Because if this is connected, that's a wall. If this is connected, that's a wall. But one of these is going to be connected to it. So let's just play around with, let's say it's this one. These are connected together. If I do that, that creates a wall here, which means this would have to be fully connected. Now, I can't grow this one more because this would have to take 2 more. And we're already up to size 5. We can't make it size 7. So that would end this. This would be a wall. Then this one would grow, and it couldn't take this one. So that would be a wall, which means this would take everything. This would have to not be orphaned. So this would have to take... Now this would have to be a wall, which means this would have to take... This would have to come down here. And you see what I'm saying? Like, see how this kind of pattern like goes around? Now, I just randomly picked a side, right? I was just doing a demonstration there, assuming what if it went this way? Well, let's do it the other way around. If I go this direction, this is a wall. So these are together. This is a wall. So these are together. Once again, I do have to take this one, but this is now a wall. These are together. This is a wall. This has to take that one. This has to take this one. This has to take that. That's a corner. And this would have to grow like that and an F pentameter like that. All of that seemingly works. I don't see a problem with that orientation. So this is orientation. We're going to call this orientation 1. I'm going to reset. And orientation 2 would be this. And one of these orientations, I believe, is going to be incorrect. This has to take this one. This still comes out this way. This has to take all of that. This has to take this. And here's the contradiction. This has to take this, and this has to take this. This orientation fails. So let's look through it again. Let's walk through the logic here why this orientation fails. So if I put these two together, then this is the wall. That means this has to take all 3. Because this is already 4, it can't take this one, so that's a wall. Now this one has to take all of it. This one can't expand, so this one now has to take all of this. This cannot be orphaned, so this grows. That is all of this one. This can't be orphaned. This one takes, it has to grow. This has a wall now, so it's going to have to take all of these. It's length 4. However, this is a corner, which means it has to grow, but now this cell is orphaned. If I say, well, I don't want to orphan it, I'll take this one. What can take here? Well, I'll say, well, I'll just do that. Nope, because this is a corner. It can't, I have to take, and no matter what I do, it has to grow by 1. So that is the failure mode of this one. So let's take this out. This cannot grow this direction. That is the wall, and we can now take this logic. Again, this has to grab through there. That is done. This can't be orphaned. That is done. This wall has to grow here. This can't be orphaned. That is done. This can't be orphaned. That is done. This is a wall, so it takes all of these. This is a corner. It goes down here. And see, this, the reason this doesn't fail, because this does not have to take this one. This is not orphaned. When we mirrored it, it put that space right there and created the orphan. I hope that makes sense. That is the break-in. That is the logic you're supposed to do here, folks. I can say that with very high certainty. You say, well, that's just trial and error. It's not trial and error. It is analyzing the board and realizing there are exactly one of 2 possibilities, and we can identify which of the 2 possibilities is real and which one is not real. That is that is a valid logical approach. Sometimes people wonder, like, hey, you know, what logic, you know, rules are you allowed to use? He's like, well, you're allowed to use any logic, and you know, sometimes finding contradictions is the way you do that. All right, this does come up. This might connect and make a U. I don't know, but this does have, whatever goes here has to take this one. Let's look at this right here. If these were connected, if these are connected, I could put the wall. It doesn't matter really where I put the wall. If I put the wall here, it grows here. This one still has to take 2 more. I mean, it could be this one and this one. It doesn't matter. I'm always going to end up with at least 6. And I think the way to think this, whenever you have a wall shape, you've automatically guaranteed 4 cells of the region. You only have 2 degrees of freedom. When you put 2 of these next to each other, 2 walls next to each other, if they connect, they both still have to add 2 more rooms, which is going to put you at a minimum of 6. Precision 5 means we can't do that. So these are separated. As soon as I do that, that is our wall. These both now take everything. This is a dead end, so that one has to go there. I could have started here as well. That would have been valid. This one cannot grow. It cannot take that because this is going to have to add 2 more. That'll be too much. This now has the wall. It will grow like this. It does not grow into here. So this is a separate region. And I can say this region does not connect to this, and this region does not connect to this. So this is link 3. I could take this. Again, I can't take this one because this is going to add at least, you know, 2 more cells. So I would have to take here. Now we're up to 5. I have to continue to grow. I can go here to get, oh, I only need to get to 5. So this could get to here to 5. Now I don't have to take this one, but I do have to take this one, and these are not connected. So that is a wall. So this is the shape here. So this does have to grow 1 more. This comes out. It can't connect to this. So it grows, it grows, it grows. That's its shape. This needs 1 more. It grows. This is only size 3, 4, 5. This is now orphaned if we don't connect it. We're getting there, working through. This is connected here. Again, we could have a U this direction. We have a U that direction. These don't have to be different regions. We have to remember that. We have a dead end here. Which way does this, can this dead end go this direction? Let's just ask that question. It could grow up, 1, 2, 3, 4, can't grow anymore, it can't do that. What if can it connect to this one? No, that would be 6. So no matter what, it can't go that way. That is a wall. Which means this region is not this region, and it must grow. How does this region grow? It could grow here. That's valid. It can't, if it does go here, it does connect. If it doesn't go here, then it has to come up and over. It's not that one. It keeps growing. And it can't be part of this region. So it can only take, it can't take both of these. It only can take one of those. And it would do something like a 5. It would do this. And then I think this puts pressure on this guy quite a bit, but maybe not. We could probably do something like that. No, it can't do. Okay, hold on. Let's back this up. Let's look at these two. Can these be in the same region? If I do something like this, they can't. No matter what, it's the same problem. As soon as each of these has 3 neighbors, and even if they share 2 of them, these are sharing 2 neighbors, it's still too much. It's still too much. So these are not the same region. So this one is going to take at least one of these 2. So let me ask the question, can this be part of one of these regions? We've already answered that, and the answer is yes. It could do that. It could do that. Both of those are valid. But these 2 can't be in the same region. Can this be part of this region? No. Because I already have 2 here. This is going to take 4 more. Same thing's true with this. This can't be part of this region. So this can't be part of this region, or this region. Now, this might be the same one, but the point being, this guy is pretty constrained. Pretty constrained right here. He's got to get 5 cells. He has 4 of them next to him. It's either going to be taking those, taking those, taking those, or taking those. He's got 4 orientations. I mean, if we do something like that, that's going to, I mean, this forces that to connect. This would come out and have to grow somehow. But then this one, as soon as this takes here, let's look at that. These 2 have to share a border. This one has to either take this one or both. It can't take both. Okay, that's huge. This cannot take both because this needs to own 3 of its sides. So it can take one and only one, which means this does have to take these 2, which now means this is a region. That is a region. Now, here's a question. Can this connect to this? And the answer is yes, just barely. Just barely. Can it connect to here? No, because even though this is okay, I have to take 1 more. So this region is not the same as this region. We know this can connect. This takes it takes exactly 1, and it needs 1 more. So this has to go to here and take 1 of these 2. That's the end of a region. 1, 2, 3. This is not the same region. So this comes out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a region. This has to grow. That's a wall. This grows like this. Uh-oh. What did I do? I had good logic and then I didn't. All right. This has to come down and over. Absolutely 100%. It's not part of this region. It can only take one. It has to take one. This one has to take these two. And one more. And then it grows. So this has to go out here. This can't be part of that region. And this will have to take part of this and one more. Let's start with that. This grows and grows. I think that's that region. Yeah. Because this is one, either purple or yellow. And this is purple or yellow. This could be yellow. This could connect to yellow. I drew a line here. That's what I did last time. I assumed that there was a line there. That does not have to be the case. And it's not going to be the case. One of these is purple. One of these is yellow. Whichever one it is, this is not the region. This has 4 so far. So this region, can it do this? Can these two be connected? It can't connect to here. It actually could if it did that, but then this would have to loop around. It would fail. So it creates a problem with, like, if I do this, what's this a region of? And it loops around and we have a problem on that line. So that cannot connect to this one. If I connect to this one, I can't grow anymore. So this is not a region. This comes over here like this. Could this grab this one? We're okay for a second, but then I come here, I need one more and I can't grow anymore. So these are not connected. So this is that region. That's done. This cannot grow into that region, so it does grow into this region. And that can't grow anymore, so that takes this one. And that takes that one. I love it. Absolutely love it. Oh, we got a puzzle down here. It's also a difficulty 6, folks. We're just knocking out all the difficulty 6s today. Precision 5 and the Palisades. All right, we can just start right here. We have a wall. That makes that a clear take. We have a wall up here. Also a clear take. We have a palisade, a plaza. So those go together, and I'm going to have to grab something in the middle. Oh, that's a region. That's done. This could extend different ways. These could connect together. This can loop around. This is a corner. This is a corner. It's a hallway. Got a wall here. I've got a dead end. How do the corners, I could do something like that, and that satisfies the corners. The hallway, if I do this, what does that do? That forces this to have to become a U or a V. This has to become a region. Let's play around with this for a little bit. If I make this a vertical hallway, this has to grow like this. These are actually walls. That's not presupposition. This would be a wall. This is a presuppositional wall. These are guaranteed. That is not. All right. This takes one and exactly one. If it takes this one, that forces the corner this way. If I take this, it forces a corner out that way. This is a problem. This is a problem because, is it? It may not be a problem. I could do that. I feel like this cross in the middle. All right, let's do a little bit of mathematics here. If I divide this into 21, 22, 23, 24, 23, 24, 25, 26. So if I do this, 22, that's 25, 25. The shapes have to be 5, so these regions have to be divisible by 5. Now, this doesn't have to be divided this way. It could be divided like this, something like this. And and this is still, I can get 5 shapes on this side and 5 shapes on this side. There's a grand total of 50 here. And so where do I put the shapes? Actually, I think there's 55 because I'm not counting this one. But the point being, where I draw that line essentially kind of forces boundaries. So when we put a wall here, we essentially were drawing a line here. Because this, and as soon as I do that, I would, I mean, at a, like, if I, like, 17, 20, like, there's essentially a line here. If I draw a line here, that's 20. That's 4 shapes. How do I get out? How do I get out of here? With this line, how do I escape this area? Because this becomes a region. This, these fill up somehow, right? But when it's all said and done, I take 20 of these cells. I could do, it doesn't have to be, it could be like a line like this. Like that's still valid. If I take this out here real quick, we could do something like this. I mean, it breaks this shape. Don't give me, but the whole point is putting this line here forces that I cannot escape out of here. So I either have to do a line like this, a line like this. I think these are my 2 options. Is this a valid puzzle? Can I fit this into a puzzle? Let's just see if we can. This has to grow. I mean, this right here is a huge problem. This can come up and over, it can't go down. That shape can't grow. That's a dead end. If I go this way, then this is a different shape and it dead ends. So this is, the answer is no, that doesn't work. All right, so let's try this, and this is even a more obvious, yeah, no, that doesn't work. That's a dead end. So the answer is what we've just shown. This cannot be, this has to be this direction. These are not the same shape. This could grow this way. I hope that makes sense, but that is there, and there really isn't. If as soon as I draw that line, there's not much I can do up here to maneuver around all of that. Okay, now this one is a different shape. It could be part of this. This wall does not join this room. Right? It's the same thing we've been seeing. This takes at least 4. That's going to make it way too big. So these are 2 different regions. It's not going to join this one. It's a different region than that one. So this is 3 regions. This could, this dead end's interesting. If it goes this way, it has to keep growing. It has to keep growing. It can't connect to this. So it keeps growing. And this has to grow like that. And now what does this connect to? That's a dead end. That's, I mean, I could do something like that, but now we've got, I've got orphan cells. This doesn't work. So this is not the direction it goes. So this is a different region. These do not connect to this one. That's too big. So this can come down. It can take at most one. It has to take one. So this takes these three. Again, these are not the same region. This can take one. It could go around like this. But if it did, it would dead into here. That's not a problem. That's not a problem. The other option is it comes down. This is a problem because I have to take one more. I can't take that one. So this does go this way. This takes this one. This has to keep growing. It can't. This is a different region. It has to grow. This has to grow. That's a region. This has to grow. This has to grow. It has to take that. That's a region. This can't be orphaned. That takes that. That takes that. That takes that. That's a region. And there we go. That's the break-in. That works. This comes out. This is valid. We could do a P right here. We could do a W. Both of those are valid because that can go with this one. So both of those are valid. I don't know which. Here's the question. Can it not take this? Well, we answer that by these are not the same regions. If I connected them, that's length 6. So that doesn't work. So this does have to grow. It could grow here, or it could grow here, or it could grow both. At a minimum, it has to grow one more. As soon as it does, it takes this one. Now, these two are the same region. What I don't know is it that W shape or is it the P shape? It's one of those two shapes. I don't know. But these two are together. It's the same thing with this one. This, I can't tell how this is going to grow. Like this could be like this and it grow that direction. Or it could grow this direction like that. It can be either one of those. Let's look at the corner. Corners are very restrictive. Can it go this direction? It could. And then we run into a wall. How do we handle the wall? Well, one of the first of all, is not part of this shape. I can take one, but not both. I can't take this one. So I take this. So this becomes the wall. This needs one more. It comes up. And now we're running into some serious restrictions because this needs to grow. I can take here. I can take here. I have to take both. I do force this into a W. I mean, that's actually the solution. So we kind of solved it. But let's see if... So we found out this does work. So let's find out why does that not work. That's the alternative, right? They're connected, they're not connected. If they're not connected, this has to grow. I can take this one or this one, not both, because we're not part of this shape. This has these can't connect, it'll be too big. If I go this direction, I can't take this anymore, so I can take this. I can't take that. I've run out of space. I can't take this because it won't grow, and I can't block this one off. So that doesn't work. So let's grow upwards. That means this is a wall and it takes everything. This grows one more, it runs out of space. Doesn't work. So we just proved This can not be a wall. As soon as it's not a wall, it is connected. And now this is going to force everything through what we saw before, just like that. This is a wall. This comes together. This has to grow. It's going to take these two shapes. This has to grow. It is the P. This has to become a P. There it is. Again, we found the solution, but we had to prove it was not a solution. We proved it was the solution, right? That's part of this playthrough. All right, I think, is there any hidden down? I see light shining through. Are we are one away from making this a gold. That will make it a gold. Oh, we got this one back here. We got that 4. So we got a couple extras. But folks, I am not going to start another puzzle here. I know everybody's like, oh, no, we're already 30 minutes in. Don't start another one. Okay, I hear you. We're not going to do it. We're trying to keep the episodes just around 30 minutes. We go a little long sometimes, but trying to make it where we don't take up too much time. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for the support. I hope you're enjoying the playthrough. Like, subscribe. Hope to see you next time. Bye, everyone.